Now, The Hunt Palmer Show.
Waiting to rise again.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show. Brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Locking down the middle of the day. Live from the Raising Cane studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
Hour 2, Halloween edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp. Glad you're hanging out with us. Hopefully that work week is in the rearview mirror. If it's not, we will get to the finish line here on 104.5. No LSU football this weekend. There will be Saints football, and we're talking about it. And quite frankly, it's surprising that the Saints have made the move that we've all been looking forward to. And we haven't even really talked about it that much because there's so much going on in South Louisiana. But we've got to talk about the Saints and the Rams on Sunday. And what you hope is the start of a new era at quarterback in the black and gold. Tyler Shuck going to get his first start as an NFL player, the highest drafted Saints quarterback in 5 decades, 40th overall pick in the second round. And it is now his time. We talked a little bit earlier in the week about how difficult a matchup this is. You're talking about a Rams defense that has got back-to-back games with 4 or more sacks. If they get another one of those, it would be the longest streak with 4 or more sacks since Sean McVay took over in 2017. And I would suggest there's a decent chance that happens because the Saints, in terms of their pass blocking win rate, are right there at the bottom of the NFL. So Tyler Shuck's got to be prepared for that. This is one of those situations where you kind of know what you're getting into before the game. It's not a situation where you're surprised by something. Kellen Moore, Doug Nussmeier, and that group in the coaching staff is well aware that it's going to be a challenge down in and down out for this Saints team to block the Rams, okay? So you've got to make things easy on your offensive line and on your quarterback every chance you get. And that just really comes down to one thing. This is such a boring and tired trope. Like, I don't have another way to say this. If the Saints cannot run the football on Sunday, Katie, bar the door, because this thing is going to get out of hand in a hurry. Because if they are constantly dropping back to pass and constantly in third and longs, this offensive front against that defensive front has no shot. And we know from Tyler Shuck's time at Louisville, looking at the highlights, looking at the lowlights, understanding what you get in him, he will make some very bad decisions under pressure at times. He's a good athlete. He's got a big arm. He's mature. He's thrown for a lot of yards. He's played a lot of football. He's not 21. But he makes some wild throws under pressure. In the NFL, that is a no-no. In college, you can get away with it at times. Defenses are slower. DBs are often confused. They don't catch it all that well. The NFL, that's going to be a nightmare. So you have to understand this going into this game. You're dealing with a defensive front that is hellacious. Jared Verse is going to be a nightmare. And so you got to run the ball. You've got to get the ball to Alvin Kamara. You've got to get the ball to Devin Neal. And you've got to let these offensive linemen fire off the ball. And you've got to let Tyler Shuck get comfortable. This is one of those spots where you're playing against a really good defense, one of the best in the NFL. You're playing against a veteran quarterback who, oh, by the way, is really hot. You're talking about a guy who before the bye week had chucked up 25-plus fantasy points because he's throwing for 3 touchdowns and no picks time and time again. And your Saints defense has allowed 14 touchdown passes. That's 6th most in the NFL. It's a bad matchup everywhere. So this one could get out of hand, and that's not a comfortable spot for Tyler Shuck to be in. You need to run the ball, you need to bleed the clock a little bit, and you need to keep things in front of Tyler Shuck. Now, he needs to go into this game with a couple things in mind. One, get it out quick. Get it out quick. That first read needs to be there. If it's not, don't force something. Sack's not going to kill you too often. Not going to kill you. It's going to hurt, probably. Not going to kill you. So a sack is better than some ill-advised play. And this is my fear with Shuck. Like, it's not a fear of, like, can he make that throw? It's not a fear of, like, is the moment too big? It's a fear of wild, overly aggressive, ill-advised plays. I think he's going to do some good things in this game, but I think he's going to have some adverse circumstances, and that's why I would not have put him out there. But you've got to lean on that running game, and I almost said something I didn't want to say. What these pass catchers, Juwan Johnson, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, you have to come to play. You have to come to play. Because if those guys give you the effort they've given you for the last 3 weeks, Shuck's got almost no chance there. You've got to catch the ball. You've got to get open. Break a tackle here or there. The receivers have been a net negative the last 3 weeks. They got to be a net positive. Flip it to the defense, which is the less intriguing part of this. But the defense did put up a fight last week. Like, the offense gave him no help, and that's why Rattler had to be benched and Shuck had to come in. But the defense put up a fight. The Bucs are pretty good. I know they're down their top 2 wide receivers, but Chase Young looks great. That needs to continue. He was a problem from Tristan Wirfs last week. That needs to continue. And then we'll see what these young DBs have against Puka Nacua, against Devontae Adams. Like, you ready to go? We'll see if they are. But this matchup is not a positive one. It's not an advantageous spot to put your young quarterback in. And I think it's going to get a little ugly in SoFi on Sunday. That doesn't disqualify the rest of the Tyler Shuck era. It does not. You got a chance to come back, go to Carolina, come back, get a bye, and then maybe settle things down. But I think it gets a little hairy. I've got this one 34-10. I've got the Rams kind of running away from the Saints. It's just hard for me to take a look at the entirety of this matchup and find the spot where I really like the Saints. Like, what matchup on the field? Is it just Chase Young because of the way that he's played? Maybe, but that's probably not enough. And Sean McVay knows that, and Matt Stafford certainly knows that. So this is not my favorite spot on the schedule for New Orleans. I have nightmares when I think about previewing this game about what you heard from the LSU beat against the Rams in that practice in August. There was apparently just a mess from start to finish for the Saints offense. I think you see a little bit of that on Sunday. So give me the Rams by I guess that would be, you can call it 4 scores. Call it 4 scores based on the fact that we're not going to go for 2-3 times. So 4 scores. I like the Rams big on Sunday. Jordan, you mentioned it might be a nap game for you. Have you changed that over the last 24 hours? Or are you still just, I mean, you got to be kind of excited to watch Shuck a little bit.
Well, since I heard your score, so I had to go look at the line real quick, and this Rams by 14 straight up.
Yes.
Yikes. And it's the pros too, so that's double yikes.
You never see 2 touchdowns spreads in the
That's a double yikes. I had to go make sure. I'm like, you said 4 scores? Oh yeah, that's nasty. This could be a nap game. I would say I'm not excited in a sense because it's rare. He doesn't really bring anything where I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see this rookie. I know this is a far cry, but I remember when the Browns had Baker Mayfield the first overall pick, and he didn't start coming out in that Tyrod Taylor. I know this is the number 1 pick compared to the 40th pick, but just that juice that Cleveland had when Baker got in the game and when they were just itching for it. I don't really feel the fan base is itching for Tyler Shuck, and that's not his fault.
It's because he's the 40th pick and not the first. You know, he didn't win a Heisman.
Yeah, but also it's not his fault that he's going to be thrown into this situation that's kind of unwinnable. Like, I don't want to see people, write him off already if he has a bad game or a bad showing against this Rams ferocious front. This
I don't think anybody's in that headspace right now.
Well, I've seen these fans.
Trust me, I know. It's a bit of a toxic
spot. I'm like, they're not the smartest people, so it's like, I just don't want that to happen to where this could be a bad game. Or, flip of the coin. He comes out here and I don't know. He just comes out here and just shows something that we ain't see. But if you had to ask me, I don't see the Saints really. I think it will be competitive for like the first quarter. First quarter, we'll see how they come in the second quarter. But
I don't see it much. I would suggest this is the worst matchup on the schedule. There's 17 games. This is the worst one.
Most definitely.
So you just hold your nose, jump in the pool, and 3 hours later you'll come out. We'll see.
I will say this though. I'm not going into it just negative, right?
No, it's a free swing.
Yeah, my mind is open to it. So I'm not coming in here like, oh, I just think, but I just don't expect them to win. I'll say that.
No, free swing. We'll see. Saints and Rams just after 3 o'clock Central Time out from SoFi in L.A. Our Friday show is brought to you by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Get those platters. Get those big trays for your tailgates. Crispy fried catfish, jumbo Gulf shrimp, shoestring fries, honey butter rolls, beignet bites, all the sauces your heart desires. So that's the cocktail tartar. I love the Cork sauce as well. They're happy to feed in bulk. So if you've got a crew that's coming over to trick or treat tonight, you're going to watch some football this weekend, maybe the Saints. Maybe you got a tailgate coming up in a few weeks when LSU hosts Arkansas. Give Corks a try. They're happy to feed you in bulk. They can also feed your office. If you do a Friday lunch or something, they are happy to help with that. The menu's online at corksfishandshrimp.com, and they bring you our Friday shows each and every week. Come back. I got to pick some SEC games against the spread. Let's do it next.
The Hunt Palmer Show. This is the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp.
All right, Jordan. We were humble entering our picks segment last week. We understood that our fate was essentially sealed. You're sitting there at 26 wins and 40 losses.
Yeah,
that's hard to respond to. So we just we're just going to put our head down and finish the season. Not unlike LSU. Like your goals are done. You're not going to be a 500 team, but you just got to put your head down and finish the season.
Yeah.
And we came up with a 4-2 week last week.
I'm about to say, once you told me that, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my goodness.
4-2. So we got a season-long total of 30 wins and 42 losses. Is that good? It is not. It's terrible, actually. It's very bad. 13 games under 500.
But, you could. I mean,
the
if you
interim
hit on
bump.
this week, yeah, I'm about to say, if you hit this week, you might be back in the game.
You change your approach. You take a deep breath. You resign to your fate, and then you see things a little bit more clearly.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got this week in the SEC. All right, 11 o'clock, ABC. Number 9, Vanderbilt is at number 20, Texas. The Longhorns, a 3.5-point favorite in this game. Now, Texas has the number 3 overall run defense in the country. They are second in the nation in yards per carry allowed. We know Vanderbilt wants to run the ball. They're third in the country in yards per carry on offense. So can Vanderbilt impose its will on Texas' really good run defense? Now, on the other side, Vandy, 9th in the SEC in yards per play allowed. That's not that great, but they don't play a lot of plays, so they don't give up a lot of points. That's Vanderbilt's style. I just think Vanderbilt's a little bit better than Texas. It's wild to say. But as a team, I think they're better. Their quarterback is better, and I think they're a better team. I'm catching 3.5 points. I'll take the points. I'll take Vanderbilt at 11 o'clock on ABC. 2:30 ABC, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, Georgia and Florida. Georgia, 7.5-point favorite. I think it's a good spot for Florida. They let go of Billy Napier coming off the bye week. Georgia's off a bye as well. Look at the defense for Georgia. They gave up 35 points to Ole Miss and 41 points to Tennessee. That's not characteristic. However, against the bad offenses they've played, Kentucky only scored 14. Auburn only scored 10. This is not unlike LSU, where you played some really good offenses. They score on you. You play some bad offenses. You can shut them down. Florida is a bad offense. I have seen it. I will take Georgia. I will lay the 7.5 points. I don't think Florida scores a lot of points in this game, so I don't think they're very good on offense. So we'll see. All right, 3 o'clock, SEC Network. Mississippi State at Arkansas. The Hogs are 4.5-point favorite. Who in the heck knows what's going to happen in this game? I'll tell you this, Mississippi State's lost 16 straight league games, and Arkansas has lost 7 straight league games since they beat Mississippi State. So, both offenses move the ball. I think that they're both going to move the ball in this game. Arkansas is more explosive. Mississippi State has been good enough against bad defenses. Arkansas is certainly a bad defense. It is in Fayetteville. I just think 4.5 is a lot of points with two teams that I think are going to move the ball. So I'll take Mississippi State, and I will take the 4.5 points on the Hill in Northwest Arkansas. 6 o'clock, ESPN, South Carolina at Ole Miss. The Rebels 11.5-point favorite. Lane gets a night game, everybody. Lane always complains he never gets a night game. He gets a night game here. Ole Miss's run defense is bad. We know this. But only LSU runs the ball worse than South Carolina in the SEC. South Carolina cannot take advantage of Ole Miss's weakness because they can't run the ball. Because of that, I will lay the points with Ole Miss. They're going to score. They score on everybody. They went to Norman, Oklahoma, played a good defense last week. They scored. Played LSU. We thought they had a good defense. They scored. They will score on South Carolina, and South Carolina's not going to score that much on Ole Miss. Give me the Rebels minus 11.5. 6:30 on ABC, primetime game. Oklahoma headed to Knoxville to play Josh Heupel's Vols. Of course, Heupel, national championship winner there at Oklahoma. Tennessee's a 2.5-point favorite in this game. The Vols allow the most passing yards in the SEC. John Mateer, after the injury when he came back against Texas, he's been okay the last 2 weeks. 35 of 57, 373 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. I think Oklahoma will throw the ball a little bit on Tennessee in this game. And I think Oklahoma might go to Knoxville and win this game. It would be a mild upset, but I'm not ruling it out. I'll take the 2.5 points with Oklahoma in Knoxville against the Vols. Give me the Sooners. And the last one, 6:30 SEC Network. Kentucky's at Auburn. These teams stink. No doubt about it. 10.5 is the line. Auburn's favored. They got a new quarterback. I believe Mark Stoops will be out of a job by lunchtime on Sunday. Give me Auburn to cover. They're awful, but I'll take them to cover. New quarterback, new lease on life, and Kentucky fans do not care. It'll be at Jordan-Hare. Give me Auburn minus the 10.5. Those are my picks. I got Vanderbilt plus 3.5 in Austin. I've got Georgia minus 7.5 in Jacksonville. I've got Mississippi State catching 4.5 on the Hill in Arkansas. I've got Ole Miss laying an 11.5 against South Carolina. I have got the Oklahoma Sooners catching 2.5 in Knoxville, and I will take the Auburn Tigers and lay the 10.5 against Kentucky. That is my story.
I'm confident in this one. I'm very confident in this one this week, especially because I kind of think you're in a position where this is a can't lose. Like, you got to win this week. You have to win this week if you want to turn your season
Jordan,
around.
let me tell you something. I can always lose. This is why I never wager a cent on these games, because I'm well aware that I'm terrible at picking them, and I'm not going to outsmart Vegas. So
Vegas
I'm not going to bet on. I enter an SEC pick'em every year.
Yeah.
Play the entry fee in August, and then that's my gambling for the year. Bet against like 30 guys. Never won it, not surprisingly.
Yeah. Well,
But I've had twice this week. It's like 30 guys. Twice this year, I've had the highest, the most wins of the week.
no, but look, like
Get
I
a
said,
little $40 coming back to me. We like that.
gas money, or Caniac money right there.
Yep.
But look, I do like the Vanderbilt pick. I like the Vanderbilt pick, and I also like
That's
the
a
Mississippi
weird
State.
line. I guess
don't know why it's
I
that
guess
line.
the thought is that Vandy can't run on Texas, and if they can't run on Texas, then they're going to have some trouble. But I just don't trust Texas to score on anybody.
Also, Arch Manning is a game time decision. So it's not even confirmed that he's going to play or not. But is it really that much of a bump?
This is a bet on Texas's defense at home.
Yeah.
That's what this is. And look, Texas wins this game. They're in the playoff picture. They only have 2 losses.
Yeah, especially with Vandy. But Vandy's top 10 too, so that would be a good for the resume. I also like that Mississippi State game just because how's Arkansas a favorite? Do not know. I guess with that home too.
These teams stink. They hadn't won a game in decades.
But the one that I'm a little iffy about is the Oklahoma-Tennessee game.
Yeah.
You're taking Oklahoma, right?
I get points.
You are, but Jimmy today's taking Tennessee, so I'm conflicted right here. I don't know who should I fade. Should I fade you? Should I fade the Odd Father? I don't know.
I think I have an idea on that. I think I have an idea on who I would trust on that.
You know that's
and either way, even if Jimmy picks the wrong side, he'll in-game hedge it. Get his cash.
No, Jimmy's gonna find some type of game to get back right. So you going this way, he's going that way. I'm like a kid, mom and dad fighting. I don't know what to do.
We need to get a YouTuber. We need to get one of our video producers to go to Jimmy's house or go to the Queen and video him on a college football Saturday and have him explain every move he makes. That's a stream.
That would be good content, but I don't know how much will be safe for work. With
it's
Jimmy.
YouTube, baby.
You're right. You can put anything on YouTube.
Anything go on YouTube.
You can put anything on YouTube.
No FCC violation on YouTube. You just do what you got to do.
What would you name the series, though?
Otterlocks.
Yes. Otterlocks. But I think, Hunt, honestly, I like your picks this week. Like, not even just saying that to say that. I do like your picks. Because a lot of those I would have went with. It's just that Tennessee Oklahoma game. I don't know. Can't speak on that one.
It's probably a bad pick, but
Yeah.
I think that my bad picks are better than my good picks. So that's kind of where we are.
You know, you did say the same thing last week. You weren't
1, 2,
confident in
3,
that one,
4,
and you were
5,
way better.
6 games on the docket this week that I've picked. We'll see if we can throw another 4 and 2 at them.
We're gonna see Monday.
All right. That's it for SEC games for tomorrow. Got a couple segments left. We're going to do some take it or leave it here at the end of the show. When we come back, let's switch gears back to LSU football. We'll do that next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Genesis of Baton Rouge. GenesisofBatonRouge.com is the website. Every car that's on the lot is online at GenesisofBatonRouge.com. When you're driving around, just notice you're starting to see more Genesis because the word's out. Like, it's an incredible brand. It's an incredible group of people that are here. The line of vehicles is phenomenal. It's a luxury brand at a reasonable price. And when folks go buy Genesis at Airline and Pico and they get behind the wheel, they make that purchase. So start your buying process online at GenesisofBatonRouge.com. If you don't have time to go to the dealership, it's a little bit out of your way, they'll come to you. You want to test drive, they'll come to you. You want to test drive at the office, they'll come to you. And if you want to make that purchase and don't want to go to the dealership at that point, they'll come to you then too. They'll deliver that vehicle, e-contracts. You never have to set foot on the lot. It's all about convenience. It's all about comfort over there at Genesis of Baton Rouge. Go by and see Airline at PQ online, GenesisofBatonRouge.com, GenesisofBatonRouge.com.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
Friday shows brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp. Between Foster and Jefferson on Government. If you're looking for a po' boy, just have a hankering for a po' boy here in the capital city, Corks can help you out with that. An awesome jumbo Gulf shrimp stuffed po' boy, fully dressed. Nothing can beat that. Got a hankering for it. Get on by Corks and see them. Jordan, best Halloween costume you ever wore?
1 year as a child, I was.
I like that you were very quick with this. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, I was the Red Power Ranger. I remember that. That was a pretty good one. I can't tell you which Power Ranger series it was, but I was a Red Power Ranger 1 year. Spider-Man, but that's just cliche. But definitely the Red Power Ranger because I had like the little. It was like a little interactive.
Big on red colored superheroes. I see.
I don't even know. I'm trying to think, bro, because I don't even remember like picking the costume. I think my mom just would just get the. Oh no, we used to go to Party City. I don't know if they still make. I don't still think. Yeah,
we used to do that in college when we'd have a party and go pick up one of the stupid like pre-made ones.
Yeah.
Look, this is how boring and pitiful I am. In college, I used to pick Halloween costumes based on like the functionality of the pants. Because I knew I was going to go to a bar and I needed my wallet and like key and stuff. Like I needed to have. So I was like a sailor one time because I could just wear like navy pants with the stupid white shirt. Like not even trying to be fun and creative. Like I know I'm going out. I'm going to need to keep my belongings and I can't be going. It's like some inflatable pumpkin or something where I can't fit through doors and whatever. So that was my main thought. But my best costume ever. Yes. I won a costume contest when I was little I was Popeye.
Okay.
And I had like bandages that we wrapped around my forearms to like make them bigger. We put the deal around. I had the corncob pipe. Had the whole deal. Had a can of spinach. Yes. The sailor hat was crushing. I used to love Popeye when I was little.
My Halloween kind of got ruined. So 1 year in high school, Purge came out, and me and my friends decided to ride around in this rich neighborhood, blasting the Purge music with masks on, scaring everybody. And just know the cops are called. So that wasn't really.
Nice job.
Yeah, you're not really thinking too much when you're 16, 17.
Yeah.
You're just doing stupid stuff.
Making dumb decisions. Yeah. I talked about the LSU student section earlier this week. There was a guy in the neighborhood that I grew up in. They had the a ton of Halloween decorations, and he got the chainsaw out one time.
Oh, yeah.
And I was pretty young, and I saw him crank that thing. I don't think it had a.
It had a thing on, but it's still loud. Yeah.
And I just took off running.
Yeah.
I was probably like 6 or something,
Yeah.
and I just hightailed it to my house. I was like, this is not where I want to be. That's legitimate scared stuff there.
Those I miss, but I really miss it'd be like a certain house in the neighborhood that would do like the haunted house, like the scary house, and you know it's not too much, but still just the thought and how scary that was. I missed that, like actually being genuinely scared going to a haunted house.
Yeah, those were the days. We'll see how trick-or-treating goes for the Palmers. Myers man is going LSU football uniform today. Keller, who is not one, is going to be a football. I'm going to wear my radio outfit that's team issued from my radio stuff that I do and put a hat on, and I got headphones, and I'll be a coach.
Okay.
And then Alyssa, my wife's got a Nuss Bus shirt that she's going to wear. We're going to calling him Garrett Nuss Myers because his name's Myers. So we're calling him Nuss Myers.
Whoa. So if you're going to be a coach, you got to have like the play call sheet? What's going on? You got to add a little bit more,
I'm not putting that much thought into it.
Oh, you got to get a play call sheet or something.
I considered rocking the boat and like putting fake money in a pocket for like a buyout or something. That's just too much. We're just gonna
full BK. You're going full BK?
We're just gonna let it be and just be a little bit more low maintenance. We're not trying to rock the boat here. Speaking of LSU football, I'm gonna kind of reset what I did at the top of the show here. For those that have been working and hadn't been locked into what's going on all day. LSU made some things very, very clear earlier today in that press conference that featured Verge Osbury, who is now the interim athletic director. And you also heard from a pair of board members, including the chairman of the board of supervisors. And what the message from that press conference was this, that Verge is in complete control of the football coaching search. He's put together a committee that involves those two Board of Supervisors members, Scott Ballard and John Carmouche, that involves Ben Bordelon, who is the CEO of Bollinger Shipyard and played at LSU. His 2 sons are on the team right now. It includes E.J. Kuiper, who is president and CEO of Our Lady of the Lake. And there's one more member of that board that will be appointed soon. We didn't get a name there. But that's the group that's going to get a coach. And Verge Osbury was very adamant that this is not going to be a search that's compromised by the fact that there's no permanent athletic director, not going to be a search that's compromised by the governor's comments on contractual language in coaches' contracts, that he has been tasked with going out to get the best football coach he can possibly get, and he'll be the point man on that search. There is going to be a new president on Tuesday. That president is going to have some say in this. That president is going to have some say in who LSU's next athletic director is. And the point I made at the top of the show is that creates uncertainty. It's not a problem right now. It just depends on who you're talking to and what their priorities are. But as I mentioned at the top of the show, when you take a job, you like to know who you report to. And it's comforting when the person you report to hired you. What did we see here in Baton Rouge when Scott Woodward took over? The football coach that he did not hire did not last very long. The basketball coach that he did not hire did not last very long. Now, you can have your quibbles or your agreements with either of those circumstances. I don't care your opinion on that. You are more than welcome to it, and I have mine on them. But that point remains that you're not as committed to a coach if you didn't hire him. That's just human nature. When you pick the coach, you're more committed to him. So assuming that Verge Osbury is not the athletics director, and that's just an assumption, he very well could be. But if he's not the athletic director and he does hire the coach, the athletic director you bring in might and could get the itch to put his stamp on the program. Now, you've got guardrails there. You've got boosters, and you've got a president that will be in place. And there will be discussions about that. But the issue here is that LSU doesn't have that structure in place right now. It will, but it doesn't right now. And that gives people pause. That creates uncomfortableness, for lack of a better term, or a real one. And it's something LSU's going to have to navigate. this is my point at the top of the show. I realize that there are probably some that have been listening for an hour and 38 minutes, but most of you probably have not been. LSU, a year and a half ago, had a governor, president, athletic director, and coach that all fell in line. And now that structure is no longer there. And the structure is going to be different. And that doesn't mean better or worse. It just means different. And I think the anxious feeling I have about it is shared by a lot of people. It's going to be so fascinating to see what the result of this coaching search looks like. Because we will look back on this week that I'm putting a bow on here for a long, long, long time. Because the decisions that were made this week have years worth of impact in them. I mean, it's a big deal. Changing athletic directors is a big deal. It's not just a big deal for football. Now, you're going to have an athletic director that didn't hire any of these coaches that are on campus either. Scott Woodward hired Kim Mulkey. He hired Jay Johnson. He hired Jay Clark. He hired these golf coaches. He hired these tennis coaches. And I realize that I get to a point where a lot of you are like, well, what do I care? That's fine. Like I'm just making the point that there were a lot of people in that athletic department that were comfortable with Scott as the boss. And when the boss isn't there, things change. The dynamic changes. So it's not just football. Other sports could be impacted. You got to take that into consideration now moving forward with the evaluation of every single program and the decision-making of every single coach. And as I said at the top of the show, it's very, very possible that LSU puts a great athletic director in place, Verge Osbury or anybody else. Very possible that LSU hires a great coach. But there are a lot of moving pieces in that athletic department now because of the chain of events that started on Saturday, went into Sunday, and then came to a head on Thursday night. And there are a lot of people on the outside that are looking at LSU like, that doesn't look great. That doesn't look great. Ross Dellinger's writing a piece about a little bit of dysfunction as he sees it, and he's talking about how he's getting texts from a lot of people around the country. And so what I want to kind of finish this with is you may be a Louisiana native, an LSU grad, LSU fan who is so happy about what happened this week. You're thrilled that Brian Kelly was fired and is no longer here. You're thrilled that Scott Woodward was basically fired and is no longer here. You're thrilled that the governor that you helped elect is putting things in place the way he wants to do it. That there are plenty of people that feel that way. And that's great. But you also have to take a look at those on the outside and see what they're seeing because the hiring pool is out there. And we can't know what everybody thinks. The agents, the coaches, people in this ecosystem that is collegiate athletics, we can't know what they think. And I think it's going to have an impact on the search. It may be something Verge can explain away, but the fact of the matter is that when you have those conversations with prospective coaches and they ask, who's my boss going to be, and you can't answer, that is a tough conversation to cover up. It just is. It doesn't prohibit you from hiring a good coach, but it's a variable that doesn't exist in every coaching search. So it's a challenge that Verge Osbury's got, that the new president that comes to the podium on Tuesday has got, and it's going to be really fascinating. I can't sit here and give you what I think the situation is going to be because LSU's football coaching hire it took a big turn in the last 72 hours. There's no two ways about it. So we'll see how it all shakes out. It's an unprecedented time for me covering this and really paying attention to see a school that I cover, that I attended, that I love, that does not have a sitting president, does not have a sitting athletic director, and does not have a sitting head football coach. Wild stuff in Baton Rouge. They'll start to knock those dominoes down one at a time, and I think it starts on Tuesday. All right, that's just about it. We'll come back and close things down with a Friday edition Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show. You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
You know what we're going to do next week? We're going to talk about LSU and Alabama playing football. And I can't promise that that's going to put me in a super chipper mood either, but it beats the heck out of this. I'm just not cut out for the politics game. It's been a long week of just straight politics. I don't like it. I don't approve of it. And again, I said this in the third segment of the show. There's absolutely zero evidence that this is not going to work out great for LSU. There's no evidence that says it's going to work out great either. We don't know. But I personally, as someone who covers this and is paying it, I like talking about sports. I don't like getting into contractual semantics and he said, she says, and hypotheticals and all that, which is really what a lot of this week has been. I said it yesterday. It's been a disappointing week to me to watch the way things have been handled. I don't think it's looked good from the outside, but my hope, as I've said, is that there's a plan here and it all works out. That's my hope, because ultimately my allegiance is to the purple and gold. Like, that's where my heart is, and that's what I like to pay attention to, and that's what I like to do, and there's a reason I chose this for a living. And so I've never at any point suggested this week that the school's in massive trouble or that there's something that LSU can't recover from, or the results, or that they can't hire a good football coach. Like, I've never said any of that. I just wish things were handled a little bit differently, and that starts back on Wednesday. That's how I wish, but that's not the state that I live in. It's not the university that I love. Politics are always involved, and I'm confident that I don't have every single detail, but I feel very confident and comfortable with the stances that I've taken this week, and we'll just have to see how things work out. That's something we just can't know. And I think everybody is maybe anxious, maybe excited with how things will go. And there's always some hope that comes with a new head coach in football. And that day is coming in the next 6-8 weeks. We'll see just what that situation is. But I'm going to leave it in the rearview mirror for now. We got trick-or-treating coming up, and the only order of business left on this show is take it or leave it. So let's rock and roll.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Presented to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer, crafted by America's oldest brewery. Today's hottest stories in sports, news, and sometimes even Hunt's life. The question is, will he take them or leave them?
Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Just 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, all the flavor you're looking for from a delicious beer and everything you're looking for from a light beer as well. If you're a light beer drinker and have never given Yingling Flight a look, highly recommend you do so. Maybe tonight as the kiddos are trick-or-treating. It's Flight by Yingling, next generation of light beer.
All right, so for today's Take It or Leave It is very Halloween theme, obviously. So I'm going to start it off with candy corn, take it or leave it.
I'm going to take it. I
Whoa.
like candy
I'll
corn.
take it.
Candy
Whoa.
corn's fine. It's not the best.
Okay.
It's edible. I mean, am I going to go eat a bunch of it? No. Is it good for a nice sweet bite? I'll take it for sure.
Man, I'll tell you this. The houses that will give candy corn, I was never coming back the next year. Like,
Cassie looked repulsed over there by the candy corn thoughts.
It's like you're just eating wax.
Literally.
It's so bad.
like a
It's
Twizzler.
fine. It's sugar. Sugar's good, generally.
And no, there's better sugar candies. Oh, speaking of better sugar candies, Butterfingers, take it or leave it. No way you about to do this.
I'll take it.
Okay.
It's not. It's way down the line.
Okay.
It's way down the line. It's like, it's got to be, on the candy bar side, it's got to be 10th. Maybe 14th.
Whoa, 10?
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
You know, it's not prestige like a Snickers or a Twix or nothing, but 10?
It's probably 10.
Oh my goodness! But candy corn?
Like Payday is better than
Oh,
Butterfinger.
hold on, hun.
The
What's going
peanut
on
butter,
here?
the peanuts, the sweet and salty, you gotta love it.
Look, I just want on the record, I am not Mr. Butterfingers, but a good Butterfingers every now and then. It's like it's an occasional Butterfinger.
I haven't had a Butterfinger since George W. Bush was in office. I think that's the last time I had a Butterfinger.
You know,
It may have been before that.
It's been a minute since I had one too, so I can't.
Might have
do
been
too
a
much.
Clinton situation.
Oh Lord, that's too far. That's too far. Okay, Sweet Tarts, take it or leave it.
Leave that. That's
Whoa!
trash. Trash.
Oh no.
Sweet tarts are trash. I can't even. It's like it's in the back of your mouth. You can't even move your face. Gross.
I thought
You
I had
like sweet
on.
tarts?
I love Sweet
Oh,
Tarts. I love.
disgusting.
I got some Jolly Ranchers gummies over here. Do you like
That's
Jolly
fine.
Ranchers? Okay.
Yeah, I
okay,
like Jolly
okay,
Rancher.
okay.
I mean, I don't have any use for hard candy that takes 10 minutes to
Okay.
eat at this point in my life. That's more of a thing for my youth. But sweet tarts, that's disgusting.
Oh.
Like powdery, sweet,
Yes.
tart, you're gross.
Oh man.
Awful.
Oh okay.
By the way, aptly named because I just accidentally used the adjective sweet and tart in my
Yeah.
description
See?
of it. So well
Good-
named.
good
bad,
marketing.
Bad candy.
Great marketing. Oh, so see, I'm nervous now because this next one, Dots, take it or leave it.
Take it. I like
I'll
dots.
take it.
I like dots. Dots are good.
So you just like candy that's not overly sweet. Like it's just like it's got
I mean,
a little bit.
sweet tarts is
Yeah,
too much.
okay.
Dots. The problem with dots is they get stuck in your
Yeah.
teeth, but it tastes good. I like it. And they can't. Once they get old, they get too hard, and like you got to get like. This is a ridiculous thing to say. You got to get fresh dots,
Yeah, you gotta
which
get-
is
yeah.
the most. It's ridiculous to call dots fresh. You got to get fresh dots.
So I'm trying to think of the candy. It's not Dots. Mike and Ike's. So you like Mike and Ike's?
Yeah, those are fine.
Okay, so
Those are good.
I see the type of candy you like. You like sweet candy, but it's
Well,
not
the all-time
overly sweet.
goat for sure. I put the Chris Marler's doing a story. Reese's is the best.
Okay,
by,
you know what?
by
There
a
you go.
landslide.
Hold up, let me hit that.
I'll take it.
By a landslide. Now, here's the thing you
Okay.
got to look at, and I've said this on the show before, but it bears repeating. Whoever is in marketing and product development for Reese's is brilliant.
Thank you.
Because if you go to a gas station and you look, there are like 14 variations of Reese's,
Yes.
and they're all the same.
Yes.
It's the minis. It's the classic 2 cups. It's the king size. It's
Yeah.
the jumbo.
You seen the
It's
Oreo
Reese's
ones?
Pieces. It's fast break.
Yeah.
It's inside out. It's
Yeah.
white. It's
got like 5
they're
in
all
one.
the same. They're
Yeah.
all chocolate and peanut butter.
Yes.
And there's 12 of them.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
They're ooh.
Marketing.
Now I had to add this next one because I just had a feeling once I seen these other ones. Swedish Fish, take it or leave it.
I'll take it. That's fine.
I'll take it.
It's fine. I mean, Myers has some Swedish Fish in his bucket right now that he got. He went trick or treating at my wife's work, and he got a little candy from it, and Swedish Fish was in there. He likes it. What about Twizzlers?
Oh, let me hit this.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Leave it
Twizzlers
alone.
are good.
Oh, see, all right, I know what's okay. It's funny you're saying this because the candies that you like. If this house is giving these candies out, I'm just like, I don't like this.
What candy do you want? What do you? We got 50
I need like
seconds.
a king size Snickers or something. Definitely a king size Snickers. I need like some Nerds. I love Nerds.
Bro,
Nerds.
Nerds?
Yes,
Gross.
Nerds. Some Nerds. Skittles.
Nerds and sweet tarts.
Yes, Nerds.
Grow up,
Skittles.
Jordan
No,
Kitchens.
these are
Grow
the best
up.
candy.
Grow
Okay,
up.
look, before we got here, I got to ask you this real quick. What type of parent are you with the candy? Are you waiting till like they go to sleep and you're going through their stuff, or like how are you
well,
approaching
he's
this?
4. I can go. I will eat a piece of his candy after dinner every night for the next month.
Okay.
That's what's happening.
Okay.
I have to make sure he doesn't see me go in there.
Yeah.
Because he'll go nuts, but he won't notice.
Okay.
We're done. Matt's driving you home next on After Further Review.
Oh, we're not out of here yet.
The Hunt Palmer Show.